I find it extraordinary that on GB News, a fellow called Benjamin Butterworth took the knee to demonstrate that he had renounced racism, that he was making a stand against racism. Oh, just, well, on the one hand, I think it's overdone. On the other hand, I think it's got something to do with the right-wing bias of GB News, allegedly. But I think it's got much more to do with a failure on the part of Butterworth and his friends to recognize what exactly a genuflection is. And because that's it, all he's done is to genuflect. And he thinks that he's following something which has been created by Game of Thrones. No, it's a Western version of proskenisis, obeisance in front of the emperor, or of course in front of God. It's kept in its original form in Greek Orthodoxy, in Russian Orthodoxy, and in Islam, which is where you stick your head on the floor. But if you're in a big suit of armor, really all you can do is kneel. And that's the tradition in the West, particularly in Catholicism, where people take the knee. And not only in that, of course, people also take the knee when they're proposing marriage, if you remember. But today in Greek Orthodoxy is the feast of the Panagia, the extraordinarily important feast. If you were to be in Greece today, you would be commemorating the falling asleep of the Theotokos, the mother of Jesus, the mother of God, and this would involve parties across Greece. And devout Greeks might well make a trip to the Greek island of Tinos, where it's said that the Virgin Mary had made an appearance before a nun and told her where to find a special icon with healing properties. There are also celebrations in Mount Vermion and in Paros. And I remember particularly enthusiastic celebrations when I was living in Greece on this particular day, the day that commemorates the repose of the Virgin Mary. In the West, it's celebrated as the Assumption, and it celebrates that moment when the Virgin dies and her soul is assumed into heaven. The first of the elect. She's surrounded by most of the apostles. I think the apostle Thomas was not present, and her soul was scooped up by Jesus and taken directly to heaven. And if you look in a Greek church, you will see as you face the iconostasis, you will generally have an icon of the Last Supper, and if you turn back and look at the door through which you came, you will see an icon across the doorway of the Dormition of the Virgin, the feast which is celebrated today, and people will be falling to their knees, and in a way that will make what's his name, Butterworth's exhibition look rather cheap. As indeed it is.